Among Us, Among Us?
Among Us, Among Us.
Among Us, Among Us.
Among Us, Among Us. Hi guys, welcome back to the Charming Analysis podcast. I'm Mari.
I am Jay.
And today we are going to be talking about the new animated series Among Us.
Among Us, Among Us.
Anyway, so we're going to be talking about the Among Us animated series. Jay told me about this today, and he was like, let's fucking do this as a podcast. And I'm like, sure, let's go.
It's short. That's why I chose it.
Yep. Apparently, it came out literally this month.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So, for those who don't know...
Among Us is a video game that was really popular during the...
COVID.
Was it COVID?
Yeah, it was during COVID.
Oh, I thought it was before COVID.
Nope, during COVID.
Okay, I'm just an idiot.
There was a popular video game that came out during COVID. And basically, a lot of people were into it and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then it kind of died down. And then apparently, this series was in the making for a bit.
Yep.
And then it just got released, like, this month.
Mm-hmm.
Apparently, this was held off on releasing for, like, a fucking year. From what Jay has found out.
Mm-hmm.
So if you guys are wondering what the TV series is about, it's basically what the game's about in a sense. Mm-hmm. So you're a bunch of crew members on a ship, and you're basically trying to survive, not dying. You basically, whoever is the last one standing wins, is essentially what the game's about. But the TV series... basically similar premise, but they kind of go a little bit more in depth. So there's this company called Mira, and they're in charge of this world's fuel source. So you and your crew are transporting these Ore Plus to Industria, I believe is the name. You're basically transporting it to this place so that way it can become fuel. I don't know why I'm stuttering.
Yeah, you're stuttering a lot. Like, the basic plot is the plot of the game, except they add a little bit more lore to it. And they're trying to figure out who is the imposter, like in the game.
Yep.
Except the crewmates actually have, I guess, personalities.
Personalities and identities to each other, which... that's something I do actually like about this TV series.
If you did give a personality, it wouldn't be a show.
But yeah, at least with this, you actually get, like, fleshed out characters, which is definitely good for an Among Us series and stuff like that, especially with how popular this game was. You kind of got to give some lure to it at this point, since it's been around, like, for a while. Not the series, but the game. Mm-hmm. But anyway, so the same person that created Infinity Train made this.
Yeah.
Owen Dennis. And it has a very good cast of people behind it, like, for voice acting and stuff. Anyway, so this is an adult animated series, so please don't show this to your kids. This is a pretty...
I mean, you could show this to your kids. I don't think there's anything that bad in it.
I know, but it's still...
I really do. Like, it's like, you can show this to teenagers.
Teenagers yes. Kids,
fine.
Probably not. But, anyway, so yeah, what did you think of this show? Because you were the one that introduced me to it. What did you think of the Among Us TV show?
It was cute. I don't, I didn't think it would be any more than that. I didn't think that, I'm kind of lukewarm on Infinity Train, so it's not like whenever a creator does something, I expect, like, same level of quality from any product that they do. But I thought it was cute. I thought it had, like, for a premise to a game, like, yeah, you could have made a TV show out of that easily. I just, that's pretty much it. The only thing that I really, like, I guess, like, really enjoyed about myself about the show was just, like, how, like, simple the animation was, but also just, I guess, how good it was for, like, the simple character designs.
They did pretty well with the animation. Like, it wasn't just simple. They incorporated a lot of, like, humor to the whole plot, which I think was good.
Mm-hmm.
And also, the animation in, like, certain sections, you can definitely tell. You can definitely tell how well the animation is in some sections.
Yeah.
I genuinely liked this show. I thought it was great.
I thought, like, it was... If this would have come out, like, a few years ago, or maybe even just a year ago, it would have done so much better.
It just came out, like...
I think putting it... For one, nobody has fucking Paramount Plus. Number two, I just, I just think because of the fact that it's like, I think for the fact that it is good, but it's not like anything mind-blowing, I think that it will probably be, I guess, forgotten about. I don't know, we'll see. We'll see how this goes.
Because this just came out, like, beginning of this month, so...
I feel bad because I feel bad for, like, these talented creators who don't get any work because studios aren't hiring them. I feel bad for that end, but people who just market do not know what they're doing half the time when it comes to marketing.
It's kind of crazy that they were sitting on this for a fucking year. Like, this would have been good a couple years ago. Like, it's still good in my opinion now, but I feel like this would have been more popular if they had, like, released it a little bit after the game came out.
Mm-hmm.
Not, like, exactly, like, when it came out, but, like, a couple years later.
Yeah, it could have.
But for what we did get, I liked first off, I liked the format of this. Like, the shorter episodes.
I think it worked if I would have watched, like, each segment, and, like, I think this is another thing that I'll say positive about it. This is, like, one of those perfect shows that I think deserves to have the 15-minute runtime.
Yeah, like, some shows deserve to have the 15-minute runtime like this one, and some don't.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of those rare exceptions where, like, it actually benefits it, having the shorter runtime, because you can get a lot more impactful moments in this show from the shorter runtime.
And also, I wouldn't have watched the show if every episode was 30 minutes. I'm sorry, I'm not sitting through a 10-episode, 30-minute Among Us show. I think, like, getting through it with 2 hours was easy, and I think that that's fine for a very simple story and for characters that were very simple.
They were all named after colors, pretty much.
Yeah. I thought that was, that's why I think that the show is cute. And it's not grating or annoying.
They make everyone, like, all reasonably, like, have, like, good, relatable personalities.
Mm-hmm.
Like, honestly, it was good, in my opinion. I feel like this show definitely would benefit better if it did come out, like, a year or 2 ago. But
it's out now, and I guess it exists. That's probably where I'm going to put this category. It exists, and it's not that bad because I just saw it for some reason.
apparently on Google they labeled it a crime show, which I find interesting.
That is really funny.
Because this gives more sci-fi comedy, is what the description says.
It is a sci-fi comedy.
They say adult animated sci-fi comedy murder mystery.
Okay, that seems natural.
That's what the genre says for this. But when you first look it up, like where the year is on Google and stuff, where like it shows you how many seasons it is under the title, they call it a crime one, which I find interesting. They could have done better with that, but whatever. It just came out.
I thought that there were bits of I thought there were bits of it that were cute. I thought there were little bits of it that were a little bit amusing. But other than that, I don't think it's. If they were to do a season 2, if it was just an anthology of a season 2, that's probably fine. But if it's gonna go into some big lore dump about this whole company and all this bullshit. I'm just like, it's a fucking game that was about throwing somebody off of the ship.
Literally, I did actually look this up.
I don't need that. I don't need that in my life.
Jay, I literally looked this up. So, here's the thing when it comes to this series. Paramount Plus hasn't officially, like, said that we're getting a season 2, but Owen Dennis and the cast do want the show to continue.
Yeah, Owen Dennis wants to get paid.
And also, like, here's the other thing. He would rather have the series be in an anthology format, which I do feel like would work, especially for this series. And maybe they could have an appearance from, like, Red and Violet, maybe, like, as, like, a cameo.
That's fine.
To the first season.
I just don't want to turn it into an Infinity Train.
I don't think they're going to do that. But then again, like, we never got a conclusion to Infinity Train.
You never watched season 4.
I know, but I do see some of the inspiration from Infinity Train in this, mainly because of the writing style, and also we get the same person that voiced Tulip as Violet, I believe. So that I thought was interesting. But yeah, that is something I did actually look up. I do hope we get a season 2. And I would like to see them do an anthology with it. I feel like that would definitely be a lot better than just continuing with Red and Violet basically having, like, another crew and they're just kind of helping them at that point. I feel like it wouldn't make sense. Especially with how they're still kind of trying to be friends at the end of this. Spoiler alert for those who don't know, because this just came out. Dang, I should put a spoiler warning at the beginning of this. I'll probably have to do that when we upload this video.
It's fine. It's fine. I doubt that people are gonna, like, go out and, like, actually,
well, you never know.
Watch it.
You never know.
There's only a few people that are gonna watch an Among Us show.
Well, maybe people that were into it might watch it. I think it should people need to give shit a chance. Especially if it's been, like, a couple years.
It ain't gonna get much views. It's on fucking Paramount Plus. Paramount Plus is, like, the least subscribed, I think, streaming
I'm actually
service.
gonna look that up because I'm curious.
Like, I don't, like, what other ones?
The least popular streaming service?
Yeah. It has to be one of the lowest.
Well, Netflix is the most popular.
I like that you're doing this.
Least popular. Apparently, it's a tie between Crunchyroll, Acorn TV, and Shudder.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what this says. Which I find interesting. You thought it was going to be Paramount Plus, but I guess a lot more people have Paramount Plus than you thought.
Yeah, but not much. People are gonna do, like, bundles. Paramount Plus doesn't have a bundle,
which is kind of nuts.
Is Warner Brothers trying to? I don't know who's Warner Brothers. Oh wait, is that HBO Max? I don't know. I don't know anymore. Fucking streaming wars and who's merging. I don't know. But Paramount Plus doesn't have a bundle, and there's not really much on Paramount Plus anyway, so not many people are gonna get it.
Yeah.
So not many people are even gonna watch the show. Not many people know it even exists, and if they do know it exists, it's probably like, oh, it came out too late.
That's why I'm saying, like,
because
this would have done so, like, as we kept telling you, this would have done well, like, a couple years ago. It's still a great show. I just feel it definitely would have benefited more if they released it sooner, but I still think the show's good. I do think it also deserves a second season. As long as they keep doing this short format, I think that's how we would get more seasons out of it. Because I don't know what they would even do, like, after this, at this point. Because it did end on, like, a satisfying note, but, in my opinion. But we still have a lot of unanswered questions, which is good because you can kind of leave room for improvement out there. And you can leave room for a little bit more plot. Especially if you're going to do a season 2 kind of deal. But I liked this. I thought it's a charming show. It's very charming. Voice acting is fantastic. We got a great cast for this, including Elijah Woods, Kimiko Glenn, Ashley Johnson, and a couple other people. There's also really great animation as well. Surprisingly, I was surprised how good the animation was for this. Specifically, like, the fight scenes were great. And
well, they commission animation studios. Paramount, I think, only has a movie studio. And I don't think they even have used that movie studio to make much animation anyway.
But still, you get my point, right?
Paramount Animation, Paramount... And this wasn't even Paramount Animation, it was... Or even their...
Inner Sloth?
No, it was Titmouse, wasn't it?
Titmouse and Inner Sloth were the people that did the production. I don't even know who
fucking Inner Sloth is. I know who Titmouse is.
I don't know. I'm assuming it's maybe a newer company. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a newer one. But anyway, I don't really have too much else to say about it. Do you?
Not really much.
Do you think it would benefit from a season 2? Because I feel like it would.
I think it's just going to be one of those things that's going to probably be forgotten about. If there is a season 2, okay.
I would definitely watch a season 2. Especially if it's going to be an anthology. I feel like that would definitely help it more than hurt it, in my opinion. Anyway, I'm going to give my rating first. I would personally give the Among Us TV show... You know what? I'm going to be generous. I'm going to give it a 7 out of 10. I think it's pretty solid. I don't really have any complaints with it, other than the fact that this definitely would have benefited the show better if it did come out a couple years ago. I know we said that a bunch, but this would have been better if they just fucking released it, like, sooner. But other than that, like, I don't really have any complaints. Like, everything was well-paced as well, like, which was actually surprising because of the short format. But it did benefit it with the shorter format. But yeah, I say solid 7 out of 10. I think it's good. If you guys like Among Us and you like... If you want to have more lore when it comes to it, definitely give this show a watch. I personally think it's worth the watch. And you can literally watch it in like 2 hours. Like it literally took us like 2 hours, right? Mm-hmm. Like, it's a shorter watch. I think it would benefit if you guys gave it a chance. And I guess we'll see where it goes. What do you give it out of 10, honey?
I'd give it a 5.
You give it a 5?
It was amusing, but just not something that I would watch again, or I don't know if I would come back for a season 2. Like...
Even if it's an anthology?
I mean, Dennis Owens isn't one of the guys I follow.
I'm still surprised he actually, like, created this.
At first, I thought it was the guy who did Final Space.
Well, that's because it's space themed. No, that's why.
No, I just think they have still. I don't know.
I will admit, the beginning sequence kind of did give Final Space.
You didn't watch Final Space. Shut the fuck up.
I've seen stuff from it. Anyway, that's going to be it for this podcast, guys. Thank you guys for watching, and as always, I'm Mari.
I'm Jay.
And we're out. Bye, guys.
Bye.